Let's see if I did it. If I
Hey,
did
what's up?
it right.
What's
Hey,
up?
how you doing?
I'm
You
good. I'm good. I'm good.
doing
Wonderful.
good?
Yeah, wonderful. Wonderful to be
You're doing
exact.
wonderful. I
Yeah.
like to hear that. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, first of all, thank you so much for being a part of Trauma to Triumph. I know you've been on Spotlight Over the City. I know you've done some other great things out there. But this is a little different. This is a platform where I sit down one on one with amazing people like yourself, and we talk about you take us on a journey of real life trauma, and I don't ask you specific questions. I am eventually going to turn it over to you so that you can go back as far as you want to go back and talk about when trauma first set into your life and talk about what that was, explain what that trauma was like for you. And I want you to take us on a journey and you talk about what you're comfortable sharing, your journey about living through life trauma, real life shit, right? And you live through it because who we see on the other side of this screen tonight, you didn't get here easily. Your life took you through different things, and I want people to know that when you do have life trauma, that doesn't have to define you. That doesn't have to mean that that's the end of your life. There are people who go through things. I've had people on this platform, young E-class, who have gone through things that I don't know that I could ever even imagine. I've had people on here who have spent 20 plus years in federal prison for something, and they have come out being a superstar in the world. So this is a platform where we get to shine our real life traumatic stories and talk about how we transitioned into being amazing individuals. Okay. And so I informally introduced you, but what I want to do is turn it over to you. You introduce yourself the way people know you are. I see, I see,
Man, you
I see
did a
white
good
people.
job, though.
And then tell people, just a little bit about what you're doing in the world today, and then take us on a trip down memory lane so that we can understand how you transition from your real life trauma into the young man that we see today. And I know that they are going to be in for a treat because you are really, really, really doing some amazing things in the world right now. And I can't wait for them to hear about your life journey.
Yeah. I don't even know. I don't even know where to. I don't even know
I
where to
know, right?
start
Where to
at.
start? We can start by, first of all, you introducing yourself, and
Uh,
then I want you to think about how you feel about when life trauma entered. Like, would you say you were 7? Were you born? Some people were born into life trauma. Some people were born into situations where shit was crazy as soon as they were born. You know what
yeah,
I
man.
mean? So
Man. Yeah, young E class. A lot of people know me as Mob Bitch Young. A lot of people that know me, call me Elmo. They call me by my nickname, whatnot.
Elmo, I never heard
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That's the people that know me. And yeah, I'm from 13th Street Northeast. Also spent time at Suitland. Shout out to all my Northeast people, all my Suitland people.
Okay.
Uh I always rap. I've rapped since I was young.
So you
Even
rapped
before it
as
was
a little boy?
yeah, even before it was cool to rap in the area, I was rapping. Like they look at you like, be like, yeah, you from New York or something? Because everybody back then wanted to get with go-go bands. And I never, I mess with the go-go. Like I fuck with the go-go tough, but I never like wanted to play in a band or nothing. I always loved rapping. And but I ended up, going to prison when I was 15 for murder. And while I was incarcerated, I was able to like hone them skills. I was able to, keep rapping. We got a studio in there. I was able to get a lot of things done in there, like start a record label,
Wow.
and different things of that nature. Cause I got sentenced to 40 years, so I ain't never thought I was coming home. Yeah,
Wait a minute.
so I was in that zone
Wait,
just,
wait, 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 wait. 15.
yeah.
When I think about, I have a 17-year-old son. So when I think about a 15-year-old young man, it breaks my heart to know that you went to prison at 15 and was facing 40 years. Did you get charged
Yeah,
as an adult?
I was facing life. Yeah, I got charged as an adult. I was facing life, no parole. But my co-defendant, rest in peace, my man Real, my co-defendant, he took a partial of the charge. He took the robbery charge, so I wouldn't get life and end up with the 40 years. And man, given how I was living at that time, it ain't on surface level, like it ain't really hitting. Cause I caught my first charge when I was 11. I caught an armed robbery when I was 11, so I was already having brushes with the law. Already was outside. I come from a family that's like deep rooted into the streets or whatever. Like my last name means something. You know what I'm
And
saying?
so that's what people would want to know. Was there traumatic things in your when you were a little boy that would create you to be like, when you get 13 or 11, when you got your first charge? Like people always want to know, like, was there something missing from like your parents, or what do you think it was that created that lane for you?
Man, it's like lack of love in the household,
Mm-hmm.
honestly. Lack of love, lack of attention. Mother worked 2, 3 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Also, she dealt with bum niggas. She dealt with
Mm-hmm.
bum niggas who like was jealous of the kids, and how they break women down. Like I
Yeah.
remember like youngest memory of like a experience. I remember like my mother getting her tooth knocked out and like getting me
Right.
together so we could roll out from the house, man, my brothers, and like I thought that was like some normal
You
shit,
thought it was normal.
like fighting and
Mm-hmm.
her and all that shit, or the way he was and shit, you feel me? But just for me personally growing up, like I don't look like my brothers and I don't look like my mother.
Mm-hmm.
So before I was really like of age to understand, like I look like my father and his mother, I
Mm-hmm.
used to be in the house like, am I fucking adopted? Like I got a different last name. I look
Right.
different than everybody. There's no baby pictures of me. Like it's baby pictures of all my brothers, birthdays, 1, 2, 3. I'm like, am I fucking adopted? Like I remember
Right.
being young and like man, I'm gonna run away, writing a letter and shit, putting it on my mother's bed,
Mm-hmm.
rolling out,
So you
and then it's
was feeling
cold
some
as
type of way.
yeah, coming in the house, motherfuckers in there playing cards, smoking. Ain't nobody even notice I was gone and shit.
See?
Letter still on the bed, ain't even get open. So it's like little shit like that just that the things that like my mother had her own shit she was
Right.
battling. So
Right.
you know what I'm saying? She got 3 boys, so she probably wasn't able to, you know what I'm saying, fully. Then she got a bum ass nigga
Right.
taking all her attention, her money, abusing her. And then it's like drug use, alcohol use and shit. Then we always had in-laws living with us all the
Mm-hmm.
time. It
All
was
the time.
never a time somebody wasn't fucking on our couch, took my room over. So like I
So
never
you
really
really
had
did have a tough to me, you had it a tough childhood.
yeah, man.
That's rough.
I didn't feel it being at the time. Looking back on it, it's like, damn. So
Yeah.
like when I go to school and like when I'm doing good, I don't really
You don't get
and you don't stand
acknowledged.
out. But
Yeah.
when you start doing fucked up shit, it's like they're like, oh shit, that's yeah. So I was a fiend for that shit
Right.
because like that's the only attention
That's
I
how
was
you were
getting.
getting attention.
Yeah, so it started in like elementary school and started doing like wild shit like, like flashing girls and
Yeah.
fighting and like currying a teacher
Did you
or
have
not listening. I'll say that again, I couldn't hear
did
you.
you have anyone that was an authoritative figure in your life? Like did you have anybody that you feared, like if I do this, they going you know
And
what I
my,
mean?
my, my mother for real, like she used to beat that
Did,
ass. But but it's to a point I will be like I would the momentary shit that I get from being that way, it was cool. Like it was
yeah.
cool. So that like being bad, the older you get, you be around other people that's like deemed as
Yeah.
bad, but they might be advanced.
Hmm.
Like I remember clicking up with my man, rest in peace, my man Dre. Like we was in like 5th grade. He smoking cigarettes already. I'm like, nigga, what you smoking? He like, nigga, I be stressed. I'm like, this nigga
Was he
in
older
5th grade.
than you?
No,
Was
he
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 your
was
age?
1 year older than me, but he stayed back, so we was in the same grade. So
Okay.
I'm watching him, and then his family different. Like he called his mother Marlo, and I used to be like, "Dang, you could call your mother by her first name."
Right.
So seeing shit like that just had me more and more. So then we started, linking with older dudes, and older dudes started getting us to do crimes and robberies and
Right.
different type of shit. So it's like we outside, so
You
whatever comes
outside.
with
You
it,
was outside
yeah.
early. So you go in
Man.
at 15, and how does that impact your mom, or does it? Like how what happens after
She's
that?
so used to man. Like I got uncles that did 40 years, uncles that did 30 years, 20 years. Like
Wow.
it's normal. That's like normal now. Family, and she
Mm-hmm.
wasn't worried about me because she already knew I was going. You know what I'm saying? Hold my own.
Right.
And I know she missed me, and she like I learned a lot about my mother from the court date, from sentencing. So I used to go to therapy when I was a kid because like the school was telling my mother to put me in therapy. So
Mm-hmm.
the judge didn't know about it, so the judge was upset. So my mother spoke, and like my mother apologized to me about shit that was going on with her, the dudes and putting niggas
Wow.
first and different shit. And the judge was like really upset because she was like, "Why didn't we know this in the pre-sentence and investigation that he was going through this type of shit?"
Right.
Because it so they try and railroad a nigga anyway.
I know.
So I was like so I ain't say shit. I was young. I ain't really care.
You didn't
So by the
care.
time, but my judge said something to me in there that never made sense to me, and that's how I ended up part of how I gave my time back. Cause she was like we can't control your past and what happened to you, but you could control your future. And I never knew what she meant by that
What she
shit. Like
meant.
I never knew what she meant. So when you go in the system, it's like you're an adult system and it's they big as shit in
I
there. It's
know.
like
That's
all the
what
motherfuckers you
like
see on
my heart. I'm like,
TV.
you're
Yeah, I'm little
15.
as shit. Like I'm like a buck 20. I'm probably like 5'6", 5'5".
Mm.
Dudes in that joint grown, like bigger than people I ever seen on the
Were
street.
you
Cause I never been
afraid?
around people that
You
I wasn't scared.
wasn't?
Nah, I wasn't scared because I had my mind made up. Like ain't nobody doing nothing to me. So I was preparing myself so much that I didn't even have. And I'm not saying like I wasn't scared, like I'm so tough. It's just I was preparing myself because I got my fam. Like I love my family. Like a lot of my songs, I scream 13th Street. Is like it's not just about the streets. Like we had every house on that block. Like I grew up with my
Family.
family. So I knew like even why I never joined gangs and shit, because I'm looking like my family means so much to me that I can't fold. I can't be
Right.
scared. I can't, what I'm saying? I gotta do what I'm supposed to do. So,
Wow.
so I met this, it was a CEO named Miss Thomas. She was in Center Hall and I was in a three-piece. So she seen me. She was like, "You." She was like, "What the?" She was like, "You don't even supposed to. Is an age limit for the
I
prison, the cut."
know.
She says 24. She was like, "Why are you here?" So she was trying to talk me into going to PC. I'm like, "Bro, I'm not going to no PC, bro. Like, I'm not going to no
Okay,
PC."
I don't know street stuff. What
So
does that mean?
PC is protective custody. So they
Oh,
was trying to put
okay.
me on protective custody till I was 18. I was like, no, I can't have that on my name. I'm sorry. So she like they charging rent on the tier. So I'm like, what you mean they charge? So I'm like, what you mean they charging rent on the tier? So basically, other dudes that was locked up is charging dudes to stay on the tier, or if you don't pay, they gonna stab you and get you up out of there. So I
What?
was like, I ain't paying nobody to sleep on no motherfucking tea shit. So you pay them all your commissary money and shit. So when I went up there, when I came out, mind you, Bobo got stabbed. Like I seen the dude when as soon as I came in there, they chopped the dude up. All hot was wide open,
You're
and I was
15?
like,
You
yeah, I'm like, no, I was 16 at the time. I was 16. I was out there, so I'm looking like. Okay, I gotta get a knife. Like I got to get a knife. So my first night I was making a knife.
Yep.
But when I come out, like people know me. I know a few people that know my family. My Uncle Harold already sent word to the jail. But the one thing is you still gotta hold your own. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing for you until they know you're a
Until
man. So he already sent the word to the jail. So I had my first situation and I had my mind made up. Anybody play with me, I'm putting that knife in
they
them. And that's
knew.
how I was turning it. So the respect was already there. So I just fell into the culture of prison. It's like the streets is you got hustling, you got, what I'm saying? You got everything going, anything that's going on the streets going on in there.
Going in
So
okay.
yeah.
And so how was that experience for you? Like at 15, 16, is that traumatic? Is it
Man,
how
I was having fun. I ain't, I was having, and then I'm so young. I'm trying to holler at the COs, and they looking at me like a baby. I'm like, man, I ain't no baby. Like this when I knew something was wrong. Though they
yeah.
had this thing called like they got family days. So they had this other special event for God, because family day is only supposed to be for your family, so your wife and family. So a lot of dudes got girlfriends. So they was like, so they I forgot what it was called. It was like a something ball, lovers ball, or something they put together. So you had so you your girl could come up there. So I
Hmm.
signed up for it, and they sent me the paperback because my girl was not over 18. And I was like, what the fuck? So they was like, so they called me down to the office. They thinking I'm an adult trying to get a minor to come up there. So I'm like, nah, I'm 16. So they
Right.
like, damn, you can't even go to like, cause in order to visit somebody in prison, a minor gotta be accompanied by an adult. So I couldn't even
You
fucking. So
you
that's when I
couldn't
was like,
even.
hold up, this is fucking crazy. Like I'm in here with all this time and I can't even, you know what I'm
You
saying? So that's when I started looking at shit. But I had some good men around me, like that made sure I went to school, made sure I got my
good.
GED, made sure shit like made sure like when I was hustling, the money I was getting put aside for the lawyers and different things like that.
So good. Okay, so your experience. So when did you know that you didn't have to do 40 years? Like, how does that? What
All
happened?
right, so we got fast forward about like 10 years. Fast forward like 10 years when I started chilling. When the old heads basically told me like what we did with you, you gotta do with these youngins. So I
Mm.
was like, cause the youngest was at first it was rare to come in that young, but when we talking 2010, 2011, youngest was coming in there by the boatload. So they put
Mm.
me in a position where as though when youngest come in, I holler at them before they come because they was going on lockup so fast because they get arguing with the COs and different things of that nature. So I started like a tutoring group. Then we did a youth group and did started a TV show, started the
Wow.
music group, and dudes was getting a GED, dudes was not going to lock up. So they basically they was like, damn, like he got away with the youngest and shit, and helping dudes getting out of gangs without retaliation from the gangs and. So a female friend of mine put this package together and shit and sent it to the judge. Like she had captains, lieutenants, majors, different people in the prison writing letters for me. And I ain't even fucking know. Every time she was coming up there to see me, they was like, so the judge got it. I called my mother. My mother was like, you got a court date. So I'm like, I'm thinking I got another charge because while I was locked up, I had got a warrant for another murder that I had to go to trial for. That's why my points got so high and I got sent to the cut because I had a warrant for another murder, so it made
But
my points so
this
high.
warrant was for a murder before you came in,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right, right, right.
Before I came in, so I beat that Joan, but they still kept my points high. They never dropped my security level because they still had me at max two.
Okay.
And so I went to court, and the judge was like, "We never seen no shit like this before." And this was my sentencing judge, and she was like, "This is basically what I meant that you could change your future. You change." So people came to court whom I was rocking with the youngins. They was coming. They went home and was doing their thing. They came to court, and she basically ran all my time together, left me with 20 years, and I got like 10 in. That's half the sentence. I'm like, I'm sure about to go home. So it go from never feeling like, and I accepted that I may be in prison, though I still was fighting. But it's like everything changes now. Like I'm about to fucking go home. So they
Yes.
wanted me to do work release because I was in so long. So I was working for what's that shit called? Trips. And I was like all the colleges and government buildings, we was taking the furniture there, unwrapping it, unbuilding it.
Mhm.
So now I'm in the world. I'm seeing people and just I'm like, what the it was crazy. And then I got a 6 month delayed release. Got released October 21st, 2016, and it was up.
And
Like it was up.
and so released in 2016. How was that? What was that? What was that like? Like, cause you have been gone for how long?
13 years. And honestly, and I don't never want people to mistake my homecoming as the average homecoming because the average homecoming is real difficult. But I started the label and I was already making. I dropped music while I was incarcerated. I dropped a mixtape and I already
Mhm.
had people waiting on me to come home. So as soon as I came home, I was lit. Like my man DT,
Was up.
he introduced me to Prime and Then they had me getting booked at the clubs. Then that had me getting recognized by people. Then next thing you know, 6 months down the line, I'm on tour with Boosie and so forth and so on. It was like I ain't had a normal homecoming. Like
Mm-hmm.
I came home straight to it. And like my
Okay.
first day home, I recorded a mixtape and dropped that joint on the 10th day I was home. It's called 10 Days. And shit, I ain't like, motherfucker come home try to get some. I
Right.
ain't even do none of that. I went straight to
You
the
went
studio.
straight to it.
Yeah, I went straight to the studio.
Wow. And so when you came home, in your mind, was your mindset, I'm never going back? Like, was your mindset,
I
I'm
mean,
not going to put myself in a position to go back, or did you even care or think like that?
my mindset was I'm not gonna willingly put myself in a
Right.
position
Willing.
to go to, like, it's not gonna
Right.
be my fault. But if somebody, bring it home to my niece, like me saying my nieces, like, was so much to me. I was like, if somebody harm y'all, I'm gonna be the one that's gonna go because I don't want nobody else to have to
Right.
do it that never went. I know how to survive in that.
Right.
I know what is so I would rather it be me than anybody else. So that was my mindset. It was like, long as everything what it is. Like I'm not gonna just do nothing to go back to prison.
Right,
I'm not
right,
gonna.
right.
It's not
Somebody
gonna
would have
be
to
a
force your hand. I
yeah,
get it. I
yeah,
mean, that's
yeah.
a stand up man. That's like saying, it's like he's not gonna go to,
My
if he
man
go to prison, it's
Bobby up in here. Yeah,
yes.
Bobby another one. Oh, I ain't even see the comments.
I know it's so
Yeah, my nigga
many.
Bobby.
I can't keep up.
Yeah,
It's a
and
lot.
see, like while I was the reason why I was also like Bobby made it. He basketball, then you had like seeing them on TV was crazy to me. So like and when I came home, they just embraced them. They embraced me. They supported me, and that's why I support as much as I do because support is the difference from somebody going back to prison and being able to stay
Mm,
home. Like support is huge,
it's
man.
huge.
Yeah, even like my best friend whom I met while I was incarcerated. His name I call him Scrap, but his name Rico. Like he was when that doors open, he was right there to pick me up, and he just got released like 2 months before I did. He put all his money together to buy a car just so he could come get me because they release you in Baltimore City. So he ain't want how Baltimore is. He ain't want
Yeah.
I'm saying shit to. Uh,
Your journey again, like because I'm a mom, it registers different for me. It's a different type of feeling for me to listen to your journey. I really wish, I'm the type of woman like I'm like, dang, I wish I could have been like the auntie around you when you was like 6 or 7. Like I really wish things like that for young boys that they have somebody that can just always love them. Cause
yeah.
it could have made a difference. Do you feel like it could have
Yeah,
made a difference in your life?
I know it. Like I said, like with Bobby, DT, even Kevin Durant, like to see him grow on to be who he is, and know like it was a time he lived next door to
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
like, and I know how his mother was, and I know the difference in his life and the factors that he
Yeah.
had. Like that's why when people blame the parent, like it's not necessarily the parent because it takes more than a parent to raise a kid. It takes
Yeah.
everybody, cousins, aunts, uncles, friends,
You ain't lying.
neighborhood people, boys and girls club, teachers. I was in touch with it because I was on the news and everything. So I was in touch with a lot of people. I was incarcerated, and people tried to help me, but I'm not blaming them, but they wasn't like they wasn't they wasn't on me like they needed to be. Like I
Mm-hmm.
got cousins that got saved from mentors because they was on them. I might have been a little harder to be on because like I got a taste of the streets so
Right.
early that I wasn't really trying to hit nothing. Like I was. That's why the youngest out here now, like I understand them. I'm able to deal with them because it's like I understand when you like this me. And I'm gonna meet you where you at. I'm gonna meet you where you at if that's you, because you still deserve love and you
Right.
still deserve support. You know what I'm saying? Because you
Because you
never
know
know.
what would have made a difference for you.
Yeah, yeah. And I got too many success stories out here with youngins that I dealt with to know that it's just love and hope. Like when you change that factor, everything changes. Like everything
That was
changes.
my next question. What do you tell E-class if you had an opportunity that's 7 years old?
Uh I mean, just I just tell them keep going because I wouldn't change nothing because I wouldn't be able to be who I am today. The only thing I would change from my past is I'd take more pictures with my mother because when I came home,
No.
yeah, I only took like 2 pictures with her, but she was, fighting cancer, so she ain't really want to be on the camera like that.
Hmm.
And but I wish I would have took more pictures with her. And I was chasing the music so hard, I didn't spend as much time as I wish I would have spent. But that's something that's always gonna be wished upon, no matter how
Yep.
much time. I just do wish I would have had more pictures of her. And
Yeah.
I mean, I got a lot of pictures when we was locked up, but when I was free or whatever.
And were you ever able to dig up pictures when you were
My
little? Like you said, you couldn't.
family started sending them to me. Like my cousin Quisha sent me some pictures when we was young. I was like, oh
Oh,
shit! Like my
oh,
family started, his family members, because I was used to be with my cousins so much that they had the pictures. Like,
they had
and
pictures.
and when I told my mother, she was like, bro, your birthdays you was with your cousins. Your birthdays you was down 13th Street. So I didn't
Mhm.
even. So I'm like, why the fuck y'all don't got no pictures? So they was able, like my aunt, she sent me a lot of pictures and. Yeah, I got my baby. I got one baby picture, then like a picture when I probably was like 3, and a picture
Oh,
when I was like 5. It ain't a lot, but I got
but
like
you got
five.
some.
I got like 5 jumps. Yeah.
Did you ever learn who your biological father is? Did he ever play a
Yeah, I
part
know
in
that
it?
nigga, man. That nigga, I used to see that nigga every day.
Really?
Man, that's my yeah. We that's the who I was on 13th Street. That's my family on
Okay.
my father's side. Yeah, I was around my father. I always knew he was. Yeah, I was around him every
Is
day.
he still alive?
Yeah, he's
He
still
is. Do
alive.
y'all have a relationship?
Oh man, he still, what I'm saying? He's still like he living in the 80s somewhere. Like he living in
Right.
motherfucking cracker or
Okay.
some shit. But he there, and, what I'm saying? It is what it is.
You got somebody on here that said, "Don't talk about my uncle."
Yeah.
So, young E class, you've gotten through all of that, and that is what
Oh,
has
I
made
said,
you the
did
man
your
that you
brothers
are
have the
today.
same journey? Now my brothers went to college and shit. Sorry, cause I was like, looking
No,
at this.
no, 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 that's fine. So you made it through all of that, and now you out 2016. You have been out since 2016, right? Are
Yeah,
you off papers yet?
yeah. I got off in May.
So you free?
Yeah, I'm over like, and one thing I had like I realized when I got off that I caught my first charge at 11, and I got sentenced to 6 months house arrest and juvenile probation. When I got incarcerated, I was still on juvenile probation. So basically, I've been tied in with the justice system in some type of parole or locked up from 11 years old till 35. From 11 to 35, I was basically on papers. I was tied into the system.
Almost 35 years.
Uh,
Wow, that's a long time.
uh,
But like you said, I really just believe as I do all of these episodes and I listen to different people's journeys, I just believe that um, our journeys are what they are for a reason, right? And I just believe that the purpose that you're serving now is part of the reason. You wouldn't be able to relate to younger men in the way that you do if you hadn't gone through what you've gone through because you wouldn't be believable.
mm, nah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? You can't say to somebody what it's like or what it takes to survive in prison as a young man if you didn't do it and you survived. How could you tell somebody how to do it? You
Facts.
know what I mean? So God has to use somebody to go through those types of things so that you can come out on the other side and be the example of it didn't take the rest, it didn't end your life.
That's the like that's the biggest thing when I even with some of the guys that do probably succumb to prison, like sometimes like because I wasn't always a believer. I used to look at that shit like I
You're
ain't,
like,
because the where I'm from,
whatever.
like how could I believe where I'm from and what I've been through and what I've seen since I was a kid, like. So but God showed himself in different ways. Like for me, it's like I was rushing to die. Cause like
Mhm.
right now, like my circle of friends, like I got a picture with all us on there. I'm the only one still alive. Like all of them dead. And then it's like the
What?
things that I was doing, like even while I was incarcerated, the shit that happened. I got sent to Supermax, faced double life from charges when I was locked up. I beat him. Then my mother even told me, like, she was like, it's weird seeing you on a visit. And I used to be like, what you mean? She was like, I always thought you be in a casket before you be in prison. And I was
Mm.
like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like that was so I can't imagine how she was feeling when I used to go outside and don't come home for how many other days or whatever the
Yep.
case may be. But it's like she was preparing herself for it and shit. Cause she had the life insurance on the nigga and shit. So she was preparing for it. But I ended up getting locked up. Then while I was incarcerated, I got stabbed up 56 times, stabbed in my face, head, my back. Since I came home, no little situation arises. It's like God be, it's like I kept running to the edge, and he like, bro, you here for a reason, nigga.
I'm
Calm,
trying
slow
to
down.
tell you, if you don't see it,
Yeah,
if you do not see that in everything that you have just talked about, you have to see it now. You have to, because what other explanation is it for someone to go through everything you've gone through, even the stabbing, everything, and come out the way you are right now? An amazing young man, a husband, a father. You're doing mental health. We ain't even got into that. But there's no other explanation. Nothing else makes sense except you had a higher power, whatever y'all believe in out there. I just say a higher power because you had something overseeing your life because you had a bigger purpose. And that's just evident to me.
yeah,
It's
no,
really evident.
yeah, yeah, I give it the, yeah, I give it the same thing because it's too much. It's too much. Even with having a co-defender that I had, like I remember telling him, like, bro, don't take that charge, bro, because he could have went home. Like he could have went home without telling or anything. He could have just went home, but he told his lawyer he gonna plead to it, get us a split trial. And I'm like, bruh, and he like, you would have did it for me.
Mm,
But
mm,
I'm
mm,
like,
mm.
I be feeling like. I be like, damn, Slim lost like 10 years of his life for, taking a charge for me. But in his life, he like, you didn't get life, bro. Like, you don't got life.
Mm,
So,
mm,
like, you
mm.
know what I'm saying? So that's like an angel for real, for
That's
real.
what I'm
Like,
telling you. That's an angel on earth. I believe in that shit. I believe in it because I've seen it too much and nothing else makes sense.
yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah, shit don't be.
I want you to know how proud I am of you. I am so very proud of your journey. I'm proud that you never gave up. And I'm extra proud that now that you are on the other side, you are giving of yourself to people who you recognize was just like you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And you're not turning your back and saying, well, I can't deal with that. You're not doing that. And that's what they need. That's what
that's
they
right.
need.
Yeah,
Somebody that they can relate to.
yeah,
So
because
tell us a
it
little bit
ain't not.
about the young E class of today. Like how has your life unfolded now that you have been off paper and you are, living your life as a grown man now?
Man, I honestly is right now is different than it was 2 years ago because I'm married, man. Because 2 years ago, like I was still, doing what I supposed to do. But you
You
sing, we
still see what's
lit, like
outside.
we going up. Like and I always like when people be like, cause I always say I'm a street nigga. I always represent the streets. I respect the streets. I understand the culture of the streets, and like I'm not one of the ones that tell people like, dang, you don't own that block, and you. I understand that shit. I like a motherfucker like it may be different than when I was younger, but the same shit applies. Like that same feeling you got, that shit is the same. So it's like imagine somebody telling me at when I was out there like this shit don't mean nothing and all. I'm looking at them like they crazy because this is
Right.
everything to me. And it's like I always equate it to like going to somebody that's an army vet or a Navy SEAL motherfucker. Like, why you fighting for America? They don't even take care of veterans and they gonna look they got America pride. Like they don't own America, but they gonna go risk their life for it. And that's how niggas feel about their neighborhood.
That's
That's
how
how
they feel
niggas feel
about the
about you
hood.
feel me? So and I understand that shit fully. I understand that shit. So I was really engulfed in it even when I came home that I didn't even like only time I traveled was for music.
Hmm.
Like I never like took a vacation or never did. I never cared about any of that shit. It was either music or fucking with the youngers in the street or
Right.
being in my neighborhood. And being married, like it opened your eyes to well, it opened my eyes to some shit that I never seen, like going to another
Isn't
country
that
or
a beautiful
going. Yeah,
thing?
it's crazy.
You got a damn
Even to be able
passport.
to, yeah, even to be able to, it's like damn, like it's like that. And then they recognize that shit in you when you be over there and shit. They be looking, they be knowing what's up
Yeah.
and shit. Like yeah, and it's but I all since I came home, I always was like when it comes to and it ain't just young as anybody, my age, older than me, dudes that come home like when I if I could be an asset to a motherfucker or a resource, I'm always
You
do
gonna
that
be
like because
that.
I know what it felt like not to have, you know, I know what it felt like to be lonely and just be like fuck it, like nobody don't fuck with me anyway.
Right.
Like I know what that shit feel like to see somebody have more than enough and I don't have shit. And they watching me watching them with everything that they I know what that shit feel like. I know what it feel like to need help. I know what it feel like don't even know how to ask for help. I know what all that shit feel like. So I could never just I can't I couldn't even do that shit if I tried and shit like and I the only thing is I had to learn the difference between getting used and being useful
Right.
and things like that and shit. That's like a journey that I had to go on throughout the time since I've been
Mhm.
home.
Mhm.
But when it comes to the people, it's just like we gotta it's that village mindset still got to be there, even if it's
Mhm.
outside your neighborhood and outside your family. So I'm just big on that for real, for real. And then the mental health part came in because that's when I start understanding and believing in like what therapy do and what counseling do and what understanding what drug abuse do, alcoholism. Even like it could be shopping, it could be any eating too much, like overindulgence of anything, like understanding what that shit do to us and like a lack of discipline involved in
Mhm.
that. Not like understanding what peace feel like being at peace, like when it could be raining outside, you could just be happy and smiling, like knowing what that type of shit do, and trying to introduce that shit to motherfuckers that only been around nightmares their whole life. Like they don't even know that peace exists. They don't even know what the fuck that shit
I
is.
know.
Yeah.
I know, and that's really, really sad. But it's going to continue to take people like you, people like me, people who really have a heart for our people and not judging and not looking at them like, like they some shit because of the things that they've gone through. For example, like someone could look at someone like you and be like, he was 11 quarter charge, he went to jail at 15 for murder, he did this, he did that. They don't know your story. Listening to your story right now, like it reminds me that great people be in situations that cause them to do bad
Yeah.
things.
My parole lawyer, his name Dan Zaccanini. He is a Jew motherfucker. He was crazy as shit. But I learned
You
something
learn.
from him though. He was like he was like so when I came in there, normally you tell your lawyer like what you locked up for. He's like, I don't want to hear none of that shit. Why you did what you did? So I was like, fuck you, man. He taught me that it's never it's always the why. Why a person did this or why.
Mm-hmm.
The reason behind the action is the biggest thing because it'll change your perception on shit. Because a lot of people might feel like I don't fuck with somebody that steal. But when you find out they stealing because they feeding their family
Feeding
and
their family.
different things like that, and it's like, damn, like
Different.
even though that's a cliche example, but it's
It's
real. Like
real.
you might find a motherfucker that's stealing, and you might can't catch him, or you might just follow and see this motherfucker steal every day, and you go follow him, and there's a whole fucking shed full of people he feeding. He not even eating. That shit gonna change your perception on people that steal. So when
Yep.
you find out the reason, so that's what I've been big on too. Like why is somebody still in these environments? Why is somebody still with this mindset? Because there's some people that really don't give a fuck.
Hmm.
Like you can't really waste too much on them because they're gonna need a humbling experience
Right.
to get to the point of even accepting help and things of that
So nothing
nature.
you can do
But
with them.
yeah, it ain't. And I used to be that too. That's why I know you could still turn because I had like Mr. Woods. He saved my cousin Chuck from going down this path. He tried to be there for me, I was like, man, he was white and stuff. I was like, man, I ain't fucking with no white motherfucker. Shit, you hear me? So, but no, he's still around now. That's my dog, and he's somebody I always could call if I need to talk. And my godmother, she was like, she was there in a way that I couldn't even fucking believe, man. Even
Wow.
when I was on the run, she come get me, and she don't break no law, but for her to come get me in a situation like that just showed like, I love do exist.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
love.
It's real, yeah.
Love does exist. So, because you didn't get some of that love when you were a little boy, do you find it challenging to give that? Because I know that you
Yeah, yeah. No, I, by me knowing, like when I know how something feel being deprived of, I'm big on giving it. Even with like I know what it feel like to be hungry. So like I still suffer with if I go out to eat with people, we eat and I got a plate and I'm full, I don't know how to throw food away. Like I gotta try to eat this shit. Or I'ma save it for tomorrow. And motherfuckers be like, it's okay to get
hey,
satisfied and throw the rest away.
yeah,
But for me, that shit is like I can't throw it away, like, because I
right,
remember what it felt like not to
not
have.
to
So it'd be
have it.
hard for me just to like, and I've been working on that a lot, just being okay with eating until I'm satisfied and letting the waiter take the
And
rest away.
yeah,
That,
yeah,
that shit
like
hard, though. That
right.
shit
It's
is
hard. It's
hard.
you're still again, you're still transitioning from what you've always known. You
Yeah.
know, and so it's different now. Like you said, it's different. Life is different now, and those things will come. You'll eventually get used to that. You know, you're still you're, what are you in your 30s now?
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Uh
36.
huh. Yes. So those things will come, and you'll continue to evolve and continue to grow into even a more amazing young man. I see
Definitely,
that for
definitely.
you. I
Trying
see
to.
that for you. I've
Trying to.
always heard amazing things about you. As you know, Stan, always,
Yeah.
always, and he doesn't say great things about everybody, but for you, I'm telling you, there's something about you. There's a light inside of you that shines brightly. And if nobody has ever told you that, I'm gonna keep telling you.
Matter of fact.
Okay? And there's a reason why Casey chose you, okay? I'm just letting everybody know out there. There's a reason why she saw the light as well.
Yeah, no, it's something real because I be
Yeah,
like, yeah, yeah,
it
I
is.
know I gotta be hard to
Yeah,
handle.
you probably are, but you have a light inside of you, and it's undeniable that you have a higher power that has always sent somebody to make sure you are right.
Yeah,
Always,
yeah.
always. So I want you to continue on the path that you've been on. Are you making music? Tell people, I want you to tell these last few minutes, tell them how they can support your journey. I don't know if you have music out right
Yeah,
now that they, you know,
I just dropped a new song, a lead single on Tuesday. The video came out Friday. Young E class on every platform, no matter what you utilize. I'm You can subscribe, like, follow, share, comment, all that matters. Also, Lighthouse Love is the organization that I do like my community work through. All resources anytime we hear about jobs, anytime we hear about any programs, giveaways, go to Lighthouse Love, follow Lighthouse Love for all the updates or whatever. And if you want to volunteer, or if you want to get your kids in a volunteer so they can learn how to, you know what I'm saying, give and appreciate and
yes,
understand that, like, understand that money don't grow on trees. Like, you know what I'm saying, DM Lighthouse Love and you'll get situated with volunteer situations. I got a project about to drop. It's called Nothing to Celebrate. That's coming soon. It's probably like 80% complete. Probably like 80% complete. And working on this book.
you
That's hard working on
are.
a book. Yeah, it ain't as easy as motherfuckers be making it seem.
No, it's
But
not.
yeah, yeah, working on
But
this book and just
you are working at it. Okay.
yeah, working on a book. And I might got another acting role coming up. Probably jump back into the model and shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
then
Well, for those of you all who don't know, he is in a movie that's coming
I was
out
about to
soon called
say that too.
Stoners.
Yeah, definitely stoners.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And I can't wait for everything else.
Stoners is dope, man. A lot of great people on that project. Like
A lot of
I'm
great people on that project, including you. Are you going to be doing anything, any live shows, like for people to be able to come and see you perform live anytime in 2025?
yeah, definitely. We just when I get back, I'm actually headed to Cuba in the morning. So when we get back, I'm sit down with V. She should be on here. We're gonna sit down and put everything together for the
Okay.
merch, for the shows, and for all the rollouts, and gonna let everybody know I'll be active when it comes to the gram or responding to people. Whether we follow each other or not, I check my request box. So if you want to
Okay.
holler at me, I definitely always reach back.
Okay. Okay, y'all heard that. So y'all can follow him on Instagram. Make sure you are downloading his music, support his journey, and he will always let y'all know on his social media when he's going to be performing live somewhere. So they're going to get that calendar together for 2025 so you all can go support him in person. Thank you. Somebody just put his Instagram on there. It's mobish.young, mobish.young on Instagram. And are you on TikTok or anything else? Is it all
Yeah,
Marvis
yeah,
Young?
Young E Class, Marvis Young on every TikTok,
Okay.
Twitter,
Okay.
even Facebook for the oldies. No
Okay.
shade.
Okay. Okay. All right. And so again, you all, thank you all so much for tuning in to another episode of Trauma to Triumph. This interview will stay on this Instagram. It'll also be on YouTube. I'll send you a link once it's on YouTube. But you all can rewatch this as much as you all want. If you missed it, please send it to someone that you think could be helped by Young E Class's journey. We are here to heal people through the sharing of our real life stories. I will be back next Tuesday at 9 p.m. with another traumatic story of someone who has
Love
gone
you,
through life
cuz.
trauma. And yeah, I thank all of you for tuning in. Hey, Media Prince. Hello, all of you. I could not keep up with the comments. Y'all have been so great tonight. They have been so engaged. And we just
Let
could
me
not keep
see.
up because we've been talking and talking and
Yeah,
talking.
it's big
But
comment.
thank y'all so much. And again, this is going to stay up so y'all can go back and watch it from the beginning. It was really, really good. So I'm just getting over pink eye too, y'all. Can y'all see it?
Yeah, I
I'm
had
just
that
adorable.
shit twice. Yeah, I hate that,
Hate it,
John.
right? How's
Man,
your little
appreciate you
youngest?
having me. Oh, he good. He got the flu. Actually,
Oh,
got the flu, man. He getting his little sick moments. He turned 60 this year in April, but he doing
oh,
good, growing, still in boxing,
okay,
still on his he on his thug thizzle,
okay,
man. He
good. And
getting
it's
me a
a
run for
joy
that
to
money.
it's a joy to be raising him, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is, man. It is. Cause I never wanted no kids, so like it's like damn, it's like it's just to like a blank slate, and you see him learning things that he didn't know yesterday. That should be
Yeah,
amazing.
it's really cool. I'm proud of you. Okay,
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on here
thank
too,
you
and
so much,
always
y'all.
supporting me, man. You always support me. You always show me big love, man. I
Absolutely,
appreciate it.
forever. You are family forever. Okay,
All right,
you stuck with us. All
that's
right.
what's up.
All right,
Yeah.
y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all next Tuesday. Y'all can follow me on Trauma the number 2 Triumph. Also, the website is www.trauma the number 2 triumphdoc.com. Dr. Cheryl, thank you for tuning in. And thank y'all. Thank you, Young E. Give Casey a hug
No,
for me.
no back, no question. Shout out to the wife, Casey. See that
Yes.
thing.
Good night, everybody.